Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be continuing with what we did in the last video. That was Venn diagrams. So, let's begin. So, where we left last was the part which I had given to you as a homework. So for further discussions, whenever I give you a homework and if I'm discussing that homework in any of the sessions, I'll always be using a red marker. A red marker is what I'm going to use. Okay, so we knew the answer in any case, but I had given that thing to you so that you could have proved it. So let's come back to that. So if I talk about only this portion, now we are basically talking about what? We are talking about exclusive of A, exclusive of B. So this is only exclusive of A, which is just like saying what? It is B only. And if I talk about this, I am basically talking about, another way to put it as is, in this portion, we are basically talking about this crescent moon. So this portion we are basically talking about B dash only. So when I say I am talking about B dash only, another way to understand this is what? I am talking about A only. Which we have already talked about earlier. Please try and relate. Now in this portion we are talking about both A bar and B bar. And in this portion we are talking about neither of them. As discussed, the words like both and neither are used for exactly two entities. What if I want to have more than two entities? So the agenda for today would be, we'll be talking about two elements as well as three elements. But let me complete this before we go ahead. So what I have done is, rather than discussing a specific question which I generally avoid in my sessions, I am taking it as a general discussion. For example, there are n number of questions that can be made out of these four parts. So how many questions can be made? So when a student or a learner comes up to a level of ascertaining what are the number of questions that can be made, that means you have understood the topic. Right? So they can give you a question. So before I talk about the questions, in the interim, what I want you to correlate is, you will see that when I talk about A and B, vis-a-vis when I talk about mu bar, which has A bar or B bar, you will observe something unique. And what is that unique part? Here, this value, these are the values that I have taken. This could be 15 in number, 16, 17, 18 or whatever the number. So I have the green markered pen is basically talking about the numeric values that can be assigned to these areas. What are the type of questions that can make? They can say that, oh, this is a variety of a newspaper, this is another variety of a newspaper, is what they can talk about basically. So if I say that this value is A and this value is C, this value is B and this value is D. So you will see when I talk about mu bar and when I am representing A bar and B bar, we see that these values, they get interchanged. And why do these values get interchanged? It is just like saying here it was only B, which is why we are saying here also it is only B. And same here. So A and B, they get interchanged, and so are these values which get interchanged. So you will have a very unique kind of an interpretation from here. A unique interpretation here is, from this table, if I were to observe, let us say from these two Venn diagrams, if I were to observe, what will I observe? I'll observe A union B whole bar. Now, I'm basically talking about A union B. So this can also be written as discussed earlier, A or B whole bar. So A union B. Now this is A union B whole bar and bar, this is A union B. And when I'm talking about A union B whole bar, that means exclusive of A union B. So when I say exclusive of A union B, that means what I mean to say is we will not talk about this portion and we'll talk about the remaining portion. Now what is the remaining portion? A bar, B bar. So from here, you'll be able to prove that this is nothing but A bar and B bar. Right? And in mathematics, especially when I talk about Venn diagrams, whenever A, B is written, this is nothing but A and B as discussed earlier, which is nothing but A intersection B. So using the same logic as we have discussed here, what did we discuss? We said that A or B whole bar can be written as, now what is the, now here it is A and I'm talking about exclusive to A. So I'll talk about A bar. What is an antonym for or? And B bar. And this will be written as what? A bar, B bar. This is indicative of this portion. As discussed earlier, there are three ways of writing bar. Right? Similarly, using the same logic, so we are converting this now into a logical kind of a discussion, which is, if I say A and B whole bar, this is just like saying what? A bar and the antonym for and is or, which means what? Now, this can be written as A bar union B bar. Let's see it from the table now, or let's see it from the Venn diagram. So we are talking about A bar union B bar, which is just like saying this entire portion. Which entire portion are we talking about? We are talking about A plus B plus D. And what is this portion? We are talking about A and B not being talked about. So here, if A and B are not being talked about, what is the rest that I would talk about? I'll talk about these three portions only, right? So next, you can take it further to this. So once you have understood this principally, especially all these things that we had discussed during the last session and in this session, I hope you will have a fair understanding of the topic. And once you're able to build up your concepts, which I have tried my best to build up, then you can take it to an application stage. As discussed in my earlier videos also, what is an application stage? An application stage is a stage wherein you are exposed to questions. So one should do questions only when the basics and the concepts are clear. Right? Now let's come down to 3. So if I talk about, now I am giving you a different perspective. If I talk about A, B and C, taking the same example that I had taken earlier in my earlier video, which was I'm inviting 3 friends of mine for a birthday party. Now in how many ways will they turn up? The answer is 8 ways. Now what are these 8 ways? These 8 ways are these 8 mutually exclusive sections. Which sections am I talking about? A only, B only, C only, A, B only, A and C only, B and C only, all of them and none of them. So please remember, when I talk about all or none, all is generally used for 3 or more, when the count is 3 or more, and none is used for when the count is 3 or more. Where all is your affirmative word, affirmative means positive declaration, and the negative declaration. So the negative declaration is when we are talking about none. So this is how a very strange kind of a synergy among English, maths and reasoning. Now you would see that I have used this word among very consciously. Now the word among itself is used for 3 or more, and the word between is used for exactly 2. So coming back, now when I talk about A comprises of how many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, which is just like saying A only plus AB only. Now when I say AB only, I am basically referring to this section plus AC only and plus all. Now what is the reason of making these let's say crests and troughs? Is here I am talking about exactly one item exactly one of them being present. Here I am talking about exactly two of them being present. Now when I say exactly two of them being present, here I am talking about A and B, only A and B, and only A and C. And here I am talking about all, which is cardinal number 3. Similarly, I can talk about B, wherein I am basically talking about what? Only B. Sorry. Then I am talking about B along with somebody. Now that B along with somebody could be what? Either B along with A or B along with C only. And finally I am talking about all of them. Now whether I write ABC or I write BAC does not make any difference as far as the combination of things is concerned. Arrangement, we have nothing to do with the arrangement here. Combination has no role in the arrangement. Once I start combining in various ways, then only we talk about arrangements. For example, ABC can be written in 6 ways. What are those 6 ways? I can write it like ABC, ACB, or I can write it as BAC, or I can write it as BCA, or I take a cab, let's say CAB or CBA. So there are 6 ways. So when I talk about Venn diagrams, now ABC is nothing but all these are synonymous with each other. So whether I write ABC, ACB, BAC does not make any difference. Same with C. So here I'll talk about only C. Then I talk about C along with A only. Then C along with B only. And then finally I talk about all of them. Right? Similarly, if I have to find out AB, AC and let's say BC, can I find these out? Of course you can. Of course you can. So just giving you a hint here. If I have to see the section AB here, which is the section for AB? It does not use the word AB only as discussed earlier. It talks about AB. So AB will be this plus this. Right? Then it talks about AC. It does not say AC only. It talks about AC. So AC will be what? This plus this. Okay? Finally, when I have to write down A union B union C, so A union B union C will be basically what? Exactly one of them. Plus exactly 2 of them. Now when I say exactly 2 of them, I am referring to any 2 of them. And then I am talking about all of them. So please recall, as discussed earlier, if I write A, B, C in Venn diagrams, this is synonymous to saying A intersection B intersection C. Right? Now, your homework for this session is, now this is mu that we had drawn. So your homework is, you'll be drawing mu bar, and at the same time you will fill in the blanks so that we can take it to the final level in the next session. If you really feel that something knowledgeable was discussed today, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, don't forget to turn on the bell notification. Thank you so much. Until next time we meet, goodbye.